This is part 2 of getting into making industrial music. I'm basically making these into little bite-sized chunks for everybody, and I'm hoping you find this useful and inspirational and stuff like that. So, my name is Shayne Lawrence. I'm in the Industrial Metal Hip Hop Project Twitch, and this is part 2 of getting into making industrial music. In this video, we're going to discuss software. What software should you choose and why? And I am not going to tell you what software you should pick. There are all kinds of different pieces of software out there. There's a lot of free stuff. There's paid for stuff. What I'm going to do is suggest that you try before you buy, because then it'll give you a chance to kind of get to know the software that you're considering, and you'll get a better idea of what the workflow is like and if it functions the way that you want to. And there's a lot of software out there. There's for PC, there's FL Studio. There's also that for Mac as well. There's Pro Tools, there's Logic Pro. I'm not sure if Pro Tools is on PC. It could be. I don't know. I haven't kept up with it. So there's Logic Pro, which is for Mac. There's Ableton, which is for both PC and Mac. Digital Performer, I think, which is Mac exclusive. There's Cubase. I think you can find most of this stuff in free or have free or demo versions. I know FL Studio has a demo version. Sometimes those audio MIDI interfaces are packaged with very light versions of software. Like I think if you purchase any of the Pro Tools or Avid boxes, or the M Audio boxes, is packaged with either Ableton or a light version of Ableton or Pro Tools. There's even other stuff out there that's not conventional. Like there's free stuff like Just Go La Buzz Tracker, which is something that I used in my early days, way back in early 2000s. I don't know if the guy's still writing updates. I think he is, but that's something to consider. It's a little bit different. It's what's considered a tracker, which uses hex code and stuff like that. Not that you have to do any coding, because you don't have to do any coding. It's just the way it's not set up like audio tracks. It's not like you're like, oh, I'm recording vocals. It's more like, okay, here's the audio, here's the sample you want to use or that you're using, and you use your keyboard, not this keyboard, but your computer keyboard, to insert the notation and stuff, and the pitch and all that kind of stuff like that. There's Just Go La Buzz. There's stuff like Renoise. I'm not sure if they have a free version. Renoise is much like Just Go La Buzz Tracker in the sense that it is a tracker-based program, but it's a little bit more advanced than Just Go La. I think there's more functionality with Renoise, yeah. There's also Kakos Reaper. You can't get a free version of that, but the non-commercial version is $60, or at least the last time I checked it was $60. And the cool thing about Kakos Reaper is that you can pay $60 and get the full everything included. So figure out what you like, and then once you figured out what you like, go and purchase your preferred digital audio workstation and all that kind of stuff. There's other avenues of recording, like you know, the last video I did, it's about the very first part of setting up your own little recording studio, or, you know, setting up your own home studio or whatever, and that's with computers. But there is a lot of different stuff you can do nowadays. Like, you don't even need a computer so much. I mean, you can use your phone. I know on the iPhone, the larger memory iPhones, they include GarageBand, so you can use that. There's all kinds of different apps and stuff that you can do for recording and stuff like that. There's other options like Zoom makes a digital or a multi-recorder device. I can't remember the exact product number, but it's like a little, you know, little unit. It's got 8 or 12 tracks. You plug your instruments in, you record it into the device, and then you can import that into your computer or whatever. I would suggest computer, because that way you can, after you're done writing and all that kind of stuff, and you've done all your recording, then you can upload it to the internet and share it with the rest of the world, kind of thing. So I'll tell you what I chose. I chose FL Studio in the end, because it was very easy to use. I like the workflow. I had been trying out Sonar, Cakewalk Sonar. It doesn't exist anymore, but I had been trying out Sonar, and I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted to. So I took the next logical step, was FL Studio, and there's like an inbuilt step sequencer, and obviously you can record your vocals, your guitars, or your drums, or whatever you want to do. There's also, depending on which version you get, which bundle you get, there's included software synthesizers and stuff like that, which is, I think, the next no. I'll get into software synthesizers in a later video. So, but yeah, workflow-wise, it seems very natural and very intuitive to me, and I can create pretty much whatever the fuck I want to with it. So, works for me. I will say that I have tried out other freeware stuff, like when I was first doing music, I was using a piece of software called Impulse Tracker. I'm not going to get into details about that, but it was a DOS-based program. I'm not sure if you folks are familiar with DOS, but it was like an early, I don't even know if it was file management or what exactly it was, but it was basically the operating system for much older computers. And yeah, I was using Impulse Tracker, and then from Impulse Tracker I went to Just Go Buzz. Originally, if I want to go way back, originally I used Tascam Porta Studio with a tape recording, 4-track recorder, Porta Studio with Impulse Tracker. But anyway, then I went into Just Go Buzz, which was kind of the natural step from Impulse Tracker, DOS-based software, to DOS-based tracker program to a Windows-based tracker program, and I combined that with an old version of Cakewalk. And basically all I'd do is I'd bounce the tracks after I was finished writing the tracks in Just Go Buzz. I would bounce those tracks into Cakewalk, and then I would just record my vocals and you know, add some effects here and there, and then bounce it down into a WAV file, and then I was done. So, and then after that it was Cakewalk Sonar, and then, or at least I was trying it out. I couldn't get it to work the way I wanted to, and then I got FL Studio. So, if you enjoy this video, please give it a like. If you have any questions regarding software and stuff, you know, please ask away. Or it doesn't even have to be about software. You know, if you have other questions, please please ask whether it's relevant to this video or not, you know, whatever. If you found this information useful, and you know, pass it to your friends, and hopefully they can learn something too. And if you enjoy the content on this channel, please subscribe. So thank you very much. See you in the next video.